Manuelian, outside the courthouse in San Diego. Do you believe that the verdict will come in tomorrow on Friday? And if so, what are you expecting to hear?
I don't think they'll come in tomorrow because I think there's some issue and inconsistencies between some of the victims, Jane Doe 4, Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2. I think it's going to take too long for them to hash all that out, but it's very possible it might be early next week.
All right, Ashley McMahon, what do you think?
Oh, I think we're going to get a verdict on a Friday because it's the weekend, and I think this jury will figure out a way to come together.
Yeah, and let's go out to San Diego. RJ Manuelian joins us, great criminal defense attorney who's been talking about reasonable doubt throughout. Haven't you, RJ?
Yes, I have. And Vinny, do I do a victory lap now? I'm the one that said yesterday they're not going to have a verdict today. Yeah,
you were right on. You're absolutely right on. 17 hours, 38 minutes. What do you think of the fact that they left a little early today? They could have deliberated another 30 minutes or perhaps another hour if they wanted to, but they didn't. They just marched out of the courthouse.
It means they're not close, and they want to go home because they're tired. And that's something that they're going to pick up on Monday. I think we'll have a verdict probably by Monday or Tuesday.
All right, now, folks, he's the one who got us to this point. RJ Manuelian did with his prediction. So we're gonna lock him in on that Monday or Tuesday. And that does sound reasonable. So what's it like for the attorneys and the conversation you have with your client at this point, right? The fact that, hey, they haven't reached a verdict yet, because your client's going to be asking you, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? RJ, what do you tell them?
Oh, the longer it goes, the better it is. If they were sure that he was guilty, they would have found him guilty. And there is a Friday factor. I agree with your guest yesterday, but this is not a typical case, so that's why I didn't think they would come back on Friday. I would be telling Kellen Winslow, look, we got a juror note. One of the jurors is just asking a ridiculous question. That's good for us. It looks like it may be a hung jury on at least some of the counts.
RJ, do you agree that the law in this case, if it's followed precisely, favors the defense and reasonable doubt?
Yes, the key question is if. We don't know what they're doing in there. They could just be doing what their gut tells them. And Vinny, you know, doing this as a prosecutor, sometimes the jurors go with their gut and they disregard the law. And we're seeing that right now with one of the jurors with the notes that they're writing. It's just ridiculous not knowing where the oath is. So I think it's good for the defense. I believe that there's going to be some hung counts. I don't think they're going to be able to find him guilty on the counts that I said. But that remains to be seen. We're going to come back next week and find out.
RJ Manuelian is out in San Diego outside the courthouse. Did the defense keep their promise there, that this was no strings attached sex?
I think so. I think there was implied consent with Jane Doe 1. She had many opportunities to run and yell for help. She threw all her luggage over and things over the fence just to have sex with Mr. Winslow. I don't think that the jury's going to find him guilty on that count. I think he did deliver on Jane Doe number 2 as well. I think that there was a lot of inconsistencies with her testimony. And as far as jury number 4 is concerned, she had consensual sex before. I just think she regretted what she did with his friend Matt. And I think it's a money grab with number 4.
All right, Manuelian out in San Diego, great criminal defense attorney, has been spot on throughout this trial. My new interpretation, my new understanding of this note, courtesy of Michael Sterling, once again, ladies and gentlemen. If there's a juror or jurors who are not following the law, does that help the defense or the prosecution? Who do you believe it helps?
I think confusion and chaos are Mr. Winslow's best friends right now. And if you have a rogue or clueless juror, it's only going to help Mr. Winslow. Because at the end of the day, it might be another Phil Spector situation where you get an 11-1 guilty, and all you need is one juror to basically block the field goal, and that's what the goal of the defense is.
You remember all the trials, RJ. It's amazing, and you remember the jury counts. That's unbelievable. I told you we bring on the smartest.
I do.
All right.